Hi there and welcome to Brunei on the beautiful Mediterranean island of Sardinia, where we left part 1 of this 2-part bikepacking series. In the previous video we spent the night at the beautiful Pedra Longa, probably one of the most beautiful views in the whole of Sardinia. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it above, and I'll also put a link down in the description just to make sure that it's easy to find. If however you did see that video and now you'd like to see part 2, then please watch on and enjoy the movie. So that sign's pretty cool to see, because I was actually here in I believe it was 2017 when the Giro d'Italia came through Sardinia, and yeah, it literally came through the village I was living in. It was like maybe a kilometre from the house I was renting at the time, and it was just fantastic to see. But it's great to see they still got the signs up here. Awesome. Right, today we're going to be heading up Passo Genesalana, so I think that's the highest pass. We'll be doing a few other passes along the way, but that's the highest one, so we're going to be going up and up and up. There's a lot of climbing today, but once we get there, it's mostly downhill, I think. And I'm going to try and get to about Posada. I think Posada would be a good place to camp for the night. There's a nice spot, a nice quiet beach down there that I know. So yeah, let's see if we can do it. It should be maybe 20 miles less today. I haven't planned it very well. I'm just going with it. It's the way I prefer to do things. So let's crack on. We're going up into the mountains now. So I just paused for a moment because if I remember rightly, I think that is Passo Genesalana, the highest point over there. So that's where we're going to be going next. Being able to see Genesalana was great for my morale, and it put a little spring in my step, because I knew then that once I reached the summit, it was going to be mostly downhill, apart from one particularly spicy climb that was going to be coming up later on in the day. And if I knew then what I know now, I might have changed the route a little bit, because it was absolutely bloody brutal in the heat. I'm very happy right now because I've made it up to Passo Genesalana, which I believe is the highest point of today, possibly the highest point of the whole trip. But as I was cycling up here, I was thinking about the rest of the route that I planned. And I think I was really optimistic. Not far from here we got Calagononi, and I planned a route that takes me right down into Calagononi, up from the high hills, straight down to the sea, and then up a very, very tricky little pass with lots of hairpins and switchbacks and stuff. So I hope my legs can do it. I remember last time I done that and it was bloody painful. So I'm gonna, optimistically head that direction and make a decision when I get there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I'll go for it. I'm not really a quitter. So as views go, I'm going to say that's not too shabby. This part of the ride follows the absolutely stunning Garoppu Gorge. The Garoppu Gorge is a deep canyon in the Supermonte region of Sardinia. It has walls of 500 metres high and is one of the largest canyons in Europe and the deepest in Italy. As you can imagine, it's a very popular destination for hiking, and myself personally, well, I feel another adventure coming on. So I wanted to show you something quirky. So to get to Calagononi, you've got to go through a tunnel. Yeah, but the strange thing is, there's 2 tunnels. This one's empty and pitch black. There's no lights in there at all. So yeah, last time I cycled through this one, I think that's what I'm going to do today as well. Go cycle through the dark tunnel. It's pretty cool. I don't think it comes across very well in the video just how dark it gets in this tunnel actually. Towards the middle it's actually quite hard to see where you're going and just get a sense of perspective, and I nearly rode into the side a couple of times. But we got through, and yeah, the view's spectacular once you get to the other side. So this is Calagononi down there, so there's an epic descent to get down there. It's very, very, very twisty. And then we got to go through the town, which isn't so great, it's very touristy. And then an absolute bastard of a climb up some hairpins to get over to the other load of beaches where I might possibly camp for the night. I'm going to think about it. We shall see. I'm feeling tired today. As I start descending towards Calagononi, I'm still having second thoughts about whether I actually need to do this or not. It's an unnecessary part of the route. It is spectacular, it's beautiful, but there is another way I could have gone that would involve a lot less climbing. But yeah, as I go further down into the climb, there's no turning back really, because the descent itself is actually a bloody hard climb if I was to turn around. So we just crack on with it and make my way down. I'm actually keen to get down into the town and try and get something nice to drink because it's so bloody hot. One of the highlights for me was actually finding a focaccia with olives in the shop, which was just so good for my morale. It made me feel really, really happy. Filled up my belly, gave me lots of energy. I was well ready to carry on and go tackle that brutal hill. So now I got to go up and over the shoulder of that mountain, which is going to be pretty damn sweaty. And strangely, there's quite a few cars going up there. Last time I'd done this, there wasn't any cars at all. Maybe it's because it's more in peak season at the moment. But yeah, I got to go up there. It zigs and it zags, and it's going to be hot and sweaty. So let's just get on with it. So yeah, I thought I'd stop for a moment just to take a little break while it's a bit flatter, because it's actually easier to get started on a flat bit of road than a really steep bit. So we can look at the view. That's Calagononi, where I just come from, and off in the distance there you can see the beautiful hills and cliffs where there's some of Sardinia's most iconic beaches. You've got Cala Goloritz, Cala Sicine, Cala di Luna. Absolutely stunning, iconic places to visit. Whew. And these places should be quiet, you know, you've got to hike to them, it's not easy. But, let the car go past. But, you know, people being lazy as they are these days, there's no boat shuttles that'll take you back and forth these places and just ruin it for everyone, I find. That's just me having an old man rant. Bloody hell. I'm only about 200-300 metres from the last place I stopped. It's just far, far too hot. Because we're closed in on the sides here. There's just no bloody wind. Oh. Jeez, we're not far from the top now. We'll get there. I am absolutely soaked with sweat. That was brutal. Probably wouldn't be too bad in cooler temperatures, but today is just brutal. Well, I'm going to sit here in the shade and recover for a little bit. I tried pretty hard on this route just to stick to the planned route to see if there's any hidden views or hidden routes that I can use in the future and might discover something quite spectacular. You never really know. But these, yeah, they don't always work out. It's been going really well on this trip until I got to this spot, and it took me to a bit of a dead end. Not the end of the world though. The strange thing though was that I had a sort of sixth sense that this really wasn't going to work out the way I planned. It was all going really well for a moment, and then it brought me to here. I don't think that is a path, not without lifting my bike over rocks and stuff, so I'm just going to have to retrace my steps a few hundred metres, get back onto the road. Oops. And once I was back on the route on the coast of Odyssey, I followed the beach, which, there's a series of beautiful canals, gravel tracks and trees with a bit of shade to cycle through. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it's quite bicycle friendly as well. I even found a cycle track coming away from the beaches that leads all the way into the town. It's somewhere I think I'm actually going to come back and do a little bit more exploring, but maybe out of season, because I don't think camping would be very welcome in the summer. I found and followed this lovely bike track which took me all the way from the coast into the town of Odyssey, which looked like a really nice town, but I was on a mission to get somewhere tonight, so I wasn't stopping. So I seem to be on a bike path at the moment, and it's lovely. Really nice bridge to look at, nice scenery, easy riding, I'm liking it. I got a feeling the route's going to take me uphill in a minute though, so yeah, it is what it is, we'll just go with it. So I'm just checking out this location that I found on Google Maps. I stopped for water, had a little look at the map, I say the map, the phone, just to figure out how far I got to go. And it's still a bit of a ride, it's getting late already, so I think we need to skip that one and look for somewhere a bit more local to here that I can get my head down for the night. So just by here showing a little bit of potential, got some fresh water, can have a little swim in that. Looks clean enough to drink. When I say drink, I have got a water filter. I just mean it's not absolutely bogging. Yeah, we'll find somewhere by here for sure. There we go, that spot there. Looks pretty perfect, that'll do me. Job done. So sticking with my minimalist ideal with bike packing, as you really don't want to carry extra weight on a bicycle, I find that carrying a water filter system is really, really useful. You don't actually have to carry that much water, but you need to look at places en route where you can possibly resupply. Be that a Sorgente, or as I'm using here tonight, the river itself. Works out really, really well. And also the food you cook can also save yourself water. Here I'm using like a sachet of microwave rice type stuff. I say type stuff because it's got like barley oats and stuff like that in there as well. It's a little bit of a mixture. I've added some bolotti beans, but you really don't need a lot of water at all to cook this, and you actually don't need a lot of fuel because it cooks really quickly. You get it up to temperature, put the lid on, leave it sit for 5 minutes, job done. Good morning and welcome to my camp spot in Ergoli, I believe it's called. Never heard of the place until last night, but that's where I am. I was passing through, got some water at the cemetery. It's a good place to get water. And I was just thinking how absolutely cooked I was. Looked at the mileage remaining to the place that I had planned to camp, and that was just over 20 miles. And I thought, I was kind of up for it. But then I saw on the Climb Pro there was a really challenging climb coming up, and then that just decided it for me. So I got on Google Earth and had a little look and found this lovely spot. And I'm so glad I did, because there's a river by here. So I was able to wash myself really thoroughly in fresh water, which is fantastic. I was even able to, as you can see here, wash all of my clothes as well, because that's going to help so much to keep away the saddle sores, that is. It is a little bit tender down there, but it's not too bad. But yeah, Washed everything last night, even my helmet, my gloves, my socks. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm all good to go. I got my morning coffee, got to have the morning coffee. And I'm feeling pretty good to go, so I'm going to slowly go through the routine now. Get the coffee in, get the porridge in, and yeah, just get myself ready for the day. Let's go see what's going to come next. I'm not exactly sure why, but I really love the routine of camping and the processes that you go through to get yourself all sorted, essentially. And here I'm just preparing my morning porridge, which is absolutely ideal for camping. You know, you just need a tiny little bit of water to go with the porridge. You don't have to carry milk. Milk is a pain. And porridge is quite easy to pack as well. You know, just chuck it in a plastic bag, essentially, like a Ziploc bag. Doesn't take up much space at all. But it's very, very high energy. So it's absolutely ideal for me, and I love it. And then there's the process of packing away all the equipment ready for the day. And wow, I can't imagine how many times I've actually done this over the years. It's become second nature to me. But I'm normally packing my equipment into a kayak, because generally when I go camping, I'm using a sea kayak and paddling along the coast. I am also used to using pannier bags. I've got rid of the pannier bags now, though, for a bikepacking setup, because when you've got pannier bags, you have a lot of space and you tend to use it. I do try and go minimalist, you know, but it's a little bit too tempting when you've got the pannier bags. So this bikepacking setup is really helping me to go minimalist. And I have to say, I'm really, really enjoying the process. Okay, so there I am, all packed and ready to go, and I've made a rather stupid mistake. So I use these puree pouches to put my sun cream in, and I think I've accidentally gone and put it in the bin because it looked like rubbish, which is pretty bloody stupid. The other stupid mistake I made was I left my lip balm inside the tent when I packed it, and it was all packed away and on the bag, so I had to get it all back out and get my lip balm because I'm going to need that. So the first job then is going to be to go and find a supermarket in this local town here and get myself some more sun cream, because I'm pretty robust, but I don't fancy cycling all day with no sun cream. So let's go. Oh, and I nearly forgot. I need to say thank you to this lovely, lovely, lovely camp spot. It's absolutely perfect. It's just what I needed. And yeah, obviously I've left it exactly how I found it, which is how you should always leave a campsite. But I don't need to tell you guys, you know that. But what a beautiful, beautiful spot. In the wrong gear here. Oops. So Sardinia is known for having a lot of sheep, and even though I'm a Welshman, that is not why I chose to come and live here. Okay, guys? Okay, so I'm in the town of Ergoli. I don't know if you pronounced that right or what, but yeah, I did manage to find a supermarket and get some sun cream. Got a really nice lemon tea as well, so I'm all refreshed and ready to go. It's not too far to where I left the tour yesterday, so I'm going to find my way there, which should just be down that road, I believe, and then we're going to carry on. And I'm feeling ready, I'm up for this. My bottom's not too sore, which is nice. I think that freshwater wash yesterday has done it wonders. Too much detail. Almost immediately after leaving Ergoli, the road started to go uphill, and I guess this was the bit that I was dreading from the day previous after looking at the bike computer, but it really wasn't that bad. It was quite steady, gentle climbing, wasn't that steep at all, so I'm beginning to wonder if the bicycle computer was actually telling me lies. So I had a few problems trying to get out of Ergoli. Because I find bicycle computers, they're pretty rubbish for getting you through towns, especially if you decide to go off route like I did to go get supplies and stuff. But I'm back on the correct route now, and it's absolutely lovely. And if you look way off in the distance to the right of that big hill, you can see the town that I just come from. It's so beautiful here. But hilly, very hilly. When I did cycle around the island back in 2015, it was quite funny because I don't usually like to plan these things very much. I just come in and do it. And my first thought upon reaching Sardinia and setting off on the bike was, bloody hell, it's hilly. I got fit very quickly doing that tour. But there's just so much more to see in this country. I absolutely love it. I have cycled right round the coast of the island, I've kayaked right round the coast of the island, but I've only really scratched the surface. I need to explore a little deeper on the inland sections, which is something that I'm doing on the road bike, but you know, I think I'm going to wait for the weather to cool down a bit before I start doing a little bit more bike packing. It's just too hot for me at the moment. But yeah, it's definitely something that I need to add to my list of to-dos. My bucket list, I suppose you could say, because this is a bucket list destination. It's absolutely fantastic. Blimey. This doesn't happen very often, but I've actually stopped for a rest on the way down the hill because the road surface is so bad. I'm really having to concentrate and you know, keep those brakes applied, and it's making my hands a bit sore, so I'm having a little rest. Ooh, happy. I found a pear tree and they're nice. I may be here for some time. Okay, so I made it to Posada, a very busy Posada unfortunately, and I'm so glad I stopped where I did last night because it took me about 2 to 3 hours to get here. But I accidentally turned out of Siniscola onto the dual carriageway, which wasn't ideal, but I've got here and it's not too far now, so I just got to follow the coast road all the way home. And yeah, then I can put my feet up, have a cup of tea, a nice cold shower, and enjoy being cool for a little bit. Here's a good one that I spotted. That there is a donola, or lesser weasel. We would know him as a stoat. And I saw one of those on day one scoot across the road. Unfortunately, I didn't get to capture that on the camera. So donola, bit of Italian for you. As I leave Posada and make my way across the river and towards home, the wind was really starting to pick up at this point, and it was going to be gusting to about 4-7, which is why I had this time off in the first place, because I can't run kayak trips when it's blowing a gale. So I took a few extra days off as a bit of a liberty and went bike packing. You've got to have your priorities right in life. Okay, I'm home and I'm absolutely cooked. I didn't film a great deal on the way back from Posada because it's absolutely blowing a gale out here. It's gusting to about 4-7 at the moment, which is a very strong wind. It was making life very difficult. I was trying not to get blown off the road. At points I was actually on the flat and struggling just to go forwards. It's just mental, crazy. But I've made it back. Now I can go have my nice cup of tea and a nice cold shower, something that I'm very looking forward to. So all that's left to say then, guys, if you like this sort of content and you'd like to see it a little bit more, maybe you'd like to see me suffer a little bit more, that's no problem, then drop me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now, guys. Ciao.